For question 2, A, you are to make y the subject of the relation p is equal to 2x square roots of q bracket open 1 plus r squared over y squared all over s. And for the B, given that m is equal to 3, n is equal to -2, and s is equal to -1, evaluate 2mn squared x all over 3m minus n. So today we'll try going through question 2 of the Wassce 2020 paper, that is the core maths paper. So let's start with the A. For the A, the question wants you to make y the subject. But look at where y is. Y is somewhere here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to try simplifying the expression further, making sure that the y squared can stand alone somewhere there before we can make y the subject. Okay. So now as it stands like this, straightforward, we can decide to square both sides straightforward, or we can get rid of the 2x there before we get rid of the square root sign. Then we can get to know what we want to do. So in this case, I'm going to divide both sides by the 2x. Okay, so I have my p to be equal to 2x square roots of q multiplying 1 plus r squared over y squared all over s. So I'm going to divide the whole of this side by 2x. I'm going to divide this side too by 2x. In that case, this 2x is going to cancel this 2x. So now I will be having p over 2x being equal to square root of q multiplying 1 plus r squared over y squared all over s. Now that the 2x is not attached to the root sign, what I can do next, or what you can do next, is to get rid of the square root sign. Now if you want to get rid of the square root sign, what do? You square both sides. Okay, so we are going to take the whole of this side, we square that. We take the whole of this side, and then we square that. So what is going to happen is this square here is going to affect the exponent for the p. The same square here is going to affect the exponent for the 2 and then the x as well. And then for this side, this 2 here, which is the power, is going to cancel the square root sign. So we are going to have p squared over 4x squared being equal to, we have the q, that will be multiplying 1 plus r squared over y squared all over the s. Now if you look at what we are having now, you realize that we have one fraction on this side, and then we have another fraction on this side. So what we can do is we can find the LCM, we multiply through, or we can try doing what we call the cross multiplication. So in that case, this p squared is going to multiply the s, and then the 4x squared is going to multiply the numerator here, that is the whole of the q multiplying 1 plus r squared over y squared. Okay, so we are going to have our p squared s being equal to 4x squared multiplying the q, okay, all multiplying the 1 plus r squared over y squared. Now what we have to do next is let's expand the bracket. So we are going to have p squared s being equal to, now 4x squared q multiplies the 1, and that gives us 4x squared q. The same 4x squared q multiplies that fraction in the bracket, that is the r squared over y squared. And this 4x squared kill is going to multiply the numerator, that is r squared. So we are going to have our plus 4x squared kill r squared all over y squared. We can move on with the simplification. So what we can do is, we have just one fraction here, and the denominator is y squared. So we can take that as our LCM, and then we multiply each term by this LCM. In that case, we will be having p squared s y squared being equal to 4x squared kill times the y squared plus the 4x squared kill r squared all over y squared times the y squared. So this y squared is going to cancel this y squared. In that case, we will be having p squared s y squared being equal to 4x squared kill y squared plus 4x squared kill r squared. We are making y the subject, so what we have to do is the expressions involving or containing y squared, let's group them at one side. So we are going to have p squared s y squared. This expression moves to the other side, so it becomes minus 4x squared kill y squared being equal to 4x squared kill r squared. Now we've been able to make sure that the y squared, or the terms having y squared, they are all on one side. So the next thing for us to do is let's factorize the y squared out. So we are going to have y squared, open our bracket, we are going to be left with p squared s minus 4x squared q, and this will be equal to the 4x squared q r squared. The next thing to do is, if we really want to make y the subject, then in this case the first thing we have to do is let's make y squared stand alone. If that is the case, then we are going to divide both sides by whatever expression that is attached to the y squared. So we divide the whole of this side by the p squared s minus 4x squared q. We divide the whole of this side by the same p squared s minus 4x squared q. So in that case, this is going to be cancelled. Now you are going to be left with the y squared being equal to, you have your 4x squared q r squared all over the p squared s minus 4x squared q. We are having y squared being equal to this, but the question wants us to make y the subject. So what do? We have to get rid of this 2 here. In that case, if you want to get rid of that 2, then let's take square root of both sides. So in that case, the expression that was y squared being equal to 4x squared q r squared all over p squared s minus 4x squared q. We take square root of both sides. So square root of this side, square root of this side. So this 2 is going to cancel the square root sign, because that is where our interest is. We want to make y the subject. So now we are going to have our y being equal to, we have the square root of 4x squared q r squared all over p squared s minus 4x squared q. So this was the question 2a. Let's move to the b. For the b, You have been given an expression, but the question wants you to evaluate the expression there. So all that you have to do is what you have been given, the values for those variables in the question, substitute them into the expression. Okay. So where the m is, we are going to substitute the 3 there. Where the n is, we put -2 there. Where the x is, we put -1. In that case, we are going to have 2m, so m is 3, n squared, and n is -2, so -2 squared multiplying x, and that is -1. All over we have our 3 multiplying m. M is 3 minus our n, and n is -2. Don't forget, anytime you are doing substitution, make sure you put the variable or the number in brackets for you not to be deceived by negative sign. Okay, so now we have to simplify this, and this will be equal to, we have 2 times 3, that will give us 6. We have -2 squared, that is going to give us +4, multiplying -1. All over, we have 9 minus -2, so it will be 9 plus 2. For the numerator, this is going to give us -24, all because 6 times 4 will give us +24, times -1, that one will give us -24, all over 11. Okay, now this is in the form of improper fraction, so it will be advisable to leave our answer in mixed fraction. So this 11 goes into -24. How many times? It goes into that 2 times. Okay, remainder 2. So we are going to have -2 whole number. We have 2 over 11. Please take note, this particular side, if you want to change that to mixed fraction, all you have to do is hold on to the negative number and then deal with the positive. When you are done, you bring the negative. So when you hold on to the negative, this 11 goes into 24 2 times, remainder 2. So we are going to have our -2 whole number, 2 over 11. So this brings us to the end of the Wassce 2020 question 2 of the core maths theory paper. This is where we are going to end, but please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.